kicked in the process for you guys of deciding to tell this story as a feature film?
I did, didn't I? You know, it was something that for me was pretty profound, and you know, as a kid, and I've been struggling for 30 years with how to, you know, put this story into a proper format, and I finally just came to Jim, who I'd known for when I was renting out his fancy the first time come on, but and said, look, we got to tell this story. Like, no one's done this the proper way, and I think you can get it run off.
Yeah, I thought it was a little. I don't know. We were really close to it, and it meant a lot to us. And to do it right would be difficult, but you know, I feel like we did it justice.
Yeah, I mean, to put 10 years into 100 minutes was not easy. There's so much stuff that I wish I could have put in there, but yeah, that's for the.
Any questions from you guys?
It's not really a question. I grew up in the scene. I'm from DC. I moved away in after high school, college, 85, 86. You did a fantastic job of capturing that. I mean, it really did need to be told. You know, it's just mind blowing. Really. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Maybe more questions just like that.
How many people from DC in the room?
Wow.
Okay, who's leaving their hand up for a question? Yes, right there.
Did you change your mind about anything in a dramatic way in the last
I don't think so. I mean, I kind of started with the narrative and art, and it didn't really change that much. I think there might have been a few twists and turns, but along the way. But
No, I mean, we grew up in it, and I feel like we had an idea of what we wanted to see. It was, I mean, things came in and went out, but no dramatic changes in what we thought.
and, you know, sometimes it's just a matter of stuff you think is interesting. Mine just doesn't translate. You know, when you have other characters, put it all together, it's just not that interesting.
So obviously you had a that's okay. You had a lot of content that you had accumulated yourself. So I'm sure that was a principal resource. But did you find during this process of research that there were others out there who had been chronicling and collecting that's kind of opened up new kind of storytelling possibilities because of all the stuff that other people have been kind of paying attention to?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, some of the footage that you saw, this isn't even, I mean, this is not even 9% what the final version will be, but some of that footage you saw in tonight's version just got amazing. I mean, it was,
Yeah, I mean, we were.
you know, it just, stuff I'd never seen. And it was so good, it just had to get in there.
Had a video of him at 12 years old, like that was in the house party tape. That was
I'd never seen that
before.
before.
Never saw it. Some guy finally got back to him, and I drove over and picked up the tape. And, you know, it was all pretty much done, and we were scrambling.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, just do a search on YouTube. There's all kinds of stuff up there. But we were lucky enough to have friends, and I knew that going in. I knew when we started that, you know, that there were certain pool of people we could draw from that I knew over the years. You know, I remember having the VH camcorder, you know, the So I knew that I could go to those people. And yeah, so we were really lucky that way.
I photographed a lot of the stuff, and I did some of the video back then too, which
That's true, you did the Fugazi, right?
yeah, which was I never thought. I mean, it's funny how you see things with different eyes. You know, before I started this project, it was just tape on my shelf. And, you know, we were looking for all this stuff, and I got it out, and I was like, this is awesome. Something I found in my own house.
Yeah.
You know?
Like the footage of Fugazi when he is yelling at the crowd.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe people have seen it, but as far as
No, I never put it anywhere or
Right.
published it.
So we were just scrubbing through stuff. And that just perfectly kind of illustrated what we were talking about. So yeah, it was, we were lucky enough to have been, I was taking pictures on, disc camera, so all along, of course, Jim, I don't know what the hell he was using, but there was some lens on. So he was shooting stuff all along. So we were just, we were lucky in that way.
Yes.
Well, not as of this second, but I don't know. There was a lot of back and forth between the two. We didn't interview them together.
Yes,
Certainly,
she suggested that, but
yeah, but they didn't go for
never
it.
worked out. Just to leave it out.
But they're clearly very close, and the stuff in the beginning about the early days in Georgetown. I think if anything, that probably brought them even closer. But no, we don't really. I don't know. I'd have to look through the footage, but I don't remember anything specific about the sort of back and forth. But they were very tight, and they clearly, loved one another. So.
Yes.
Yeah, good question. Well, no, I think, generally speaking, most people wanted to be involved. Sometimes it was just a scheduling conflict. And, sometimes just people didn't really have anything to say, about that period of their life. They were just sort of like, nah, I'm done. Like, that was then, and I moved on, and I didn't really have anything to say. Which was a little surprising, but, you gotta respect it.
There's some people that we saw it after and didn't get, not because they didn't want to do it, but just because it just didn't work out. Like, some people their life was not like just logistically, their schedules just didn't work out.
Comfort more. Yes.
I think just to give context, to let folks know, like, why we were making this film. I think there could be a dozen different films about this subject from a dozen different people, and everyone would have a different take. I was lucky enough to experience it at a really young age. Jim, even before me. And I just thought that was important. I wanted people to, to know that, why it was that I was telling this story, and why it meant so much. And, without totally, just putting it all out there, I just felt like it was important to put us both in the film and to give the people that are watching a certain sense of why the hell we decided to make this.
Yes.
Well, actually, it's not exactly 1990. It kind of goes beyond that. But it was important for me to keep it around that period because I didn't really want to get beyond that. Not that I didn't have anything to say about that period, because I do, but it just had, I mean, you know, there's only so many minutes, and, yeah, maybe that'll be another DVD next year.
I think it would be easier footage-wise, because video cameras
so much more
became
footage,
much
yeah.
more affordable, and
Yeah.
in the 90s it was very difficult.
I mean, if you notice towards the end of the film, suddenly the quality gets like way better.
Yeah, there's just more out there. We have several people here that shot some of
Yeah.
that video that just super happy that they kept it and made it available.
Couple more. Yes.
Really glad you mentioned stuff about the go-go recently, because, you know, a tiny little bit of it came up on board and totally have heard of it, and it's great. It's too bad that it didn't pan out.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think there were a couple attempts at trying to take that and take it beyond DC. I think Spike Lee tried to do it with EU, but yeah, it was a very regionalized thing, and that was important to show, I thought, because I wanted to show that, you know, it was something, I think Bobby Sullivan said it was very indigenous to DC, and I just wanted to, again, show that there was this town, you know, the nation's capital, that was able, you know, not only did it give you punk rock, you know, but it gave you this other music form that most people didn't really know about. And you know, those two genres did sort of coexist, you know, for a while. But I did want to point out in the film that, you know, even though those bands may have shared bills like Minor Threat, Trouble Funk, you know, EU and Scream and all these other bands, I don't know if I think Jim did too, but I can remember going to those shows, and like the punk rock kids would walk in when it was like, you know, the punk band playing. Punk kids would walk in, the go-go kids would walk out. So I mean, it wasn't. But when the go-go bands played, a lot of the punk kids stayed in there. So it was just an interesting thing. I didn't want. I think there's this weird mythology, like go-go and punk coexisted, and it was like this, you know, great, like, I don't know. It wasn't quite like that. So
Tom said, it was like, we were really, punk kids were really go-go.
yeah, I mean, I don't blame them.
I mean, I photographed, like, Fugazi played Lord Penitentiary in, like, it was like 1990, and just someone offered them a show there, and they go play for the inmates and stuff, and like, they were yelling AC/DC and stuff. They had, like, no interest in it. It was just sort of like, they didn't really get excited. When I was at that last Fugazi show, like, none of the go-go's were in there. Like, I mean, Minor Threat show, none of the go-go's were in there.
Yeah, it was like it was kind of like the two ships passing through the night.
You can even see the shots from, like, the audience.
Yeah.
All right. One last question.
Did you try to interview veterans for the movie?
We did a number of times.
The question is about treating veterans.
Right. Yeah, we tried. It just didn't work out. What's that? Yeah, it just didn't work out. And obviously there was huge impact on they raised the bar in ways that, you know, you can't really measure musically, but they also didn't stick around that long. So in DC, they were out of there by like 81. So yeah, I wasn't able to.
So this is your world premiere. You should let people know how they can keep track of the film, because you've got more festivals and theatrical and digital and DVD and all that ahead. Facebook or your website, what's the best way for people to keep track?
Pretty up to date on Facebook stuff. The website is saladayzdc.com, and the Facebook page is Salad Days something.
Saladay's the movie?
Maybe.
Salad Days Doc. But if you just
Thank
search
you.
Salad Days
Yeah.
on Facebook,
Or you can just
you'll get it.
You'll get it. It was a pleasure to have the film here. Thanks you very much for being here. Thanks for being a great audience, and